I was 23 at the time, driving through a long stretch of highway after visiting relatives. It was past midnight, and exhaustion was hitting me hard. When I spotted a small roadside hotel, I decided to pull over and rest for the night. The place gave off an eerie vibe the moment I stepped inside. The lobby smelled faintly of mildew, the wallpaper was peeling, and the man at the front desk barely made eye contact. Still, I needed sleep. He handed me a key. "Room 313, he said flatly. The hallways were quiet, dimly lit by buzzing fluorescent lights. When I reached room 313, I felt a chill run down my spine, but I brushed it off and went inside. The room was simple: a bed, an old desk, heavy curtains. I locked the door, set my bag down, and collapsed onto the mattress. At some point, I drifted into a deep sleep. That's when the knocking started. Knock. 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 I shot awake and looked at the clock on the bedside table. It read exactly 3:13 a.m. Hesitant, I opened the door. Standing there was a woman, trembling, crying, her eyes wide with fear. "Please, please help me," she whispered. Against my better judgment, I let her in. She sat on the chair, shivering. For several minutes, she spoke in fragments, something about being chased, about not being safe. I couldn't make sense of it, but she seemed desperate. Eventually, I must have dozed off again, because when I woke up, the chair where she'd been sitting was empty. I figured she had left quietly. The next morning, I went to check out. The man at the front desk stared at me in shock. You're still here," he muttered. Confused, I asked what he meant. He explained that I had been missing for 13 days. No one had seen me leave the room. Shaken, I insisted we go back to 313 together. But when we opened the door, it was spotless, like no one had stayed there at all. Later, in the lobby, I noticed something pinned on a corkboard near the wall, an old newspaper clipping. My blood ran cold as I stared at the faded photo. It was the same woman who had knocked on my door. The headline read, "Young woman missing in roadside hotel room 313. The newspaper was dated March 13, 1973. The owner caught me staring and spoke quietly. "She's been gone for years. Some nights, she still knocks.